Welcome to my channel. Enjoy this video and subscribe my channel. Of 90 Day Fiancé star Natalie Deported getting deported are all over the internet amid her franchise comeback with 90 Day, The Last Resort. Natalie is from Kiev, Ukraine, where she lived with her mother before meeting Mike Youngquist. Natalie was introduced to Mike through their mutual friends when they made the couple their daughter's godparents. Mike thought Natalie was out of his league since she was a model and actress back home. Meanwhile, Natalie looked forward to living in Las Vegas, where Mike worked, when they started talking. Unfortunately for Natalie, Mike bought his family's Christmas tree farm in Washington and moved there before filming 90 Day Fiancé Season 7. It also put him in debt and gave Mike an excuse to deny Natalie's request to give her a baby. Nothing was going her way, but once Natalie's K-1 visa was approved, she did come to the US. Fast forward, 5 years later, Natalie and Mike are no longer together, and she's struggling to make her relationship with boyfriend Josh Weinstein work by resorting to couples therapy. Is it time for Natalie to go back to Ukraine? Natalie came to the US in January 2020. Soapdirt confirmed the news of Natalie's arrival at the airport in Seattle, Washington. Natalie and Mike were spotted at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Mike waited for her with flowers in his hand and surrounded by the 90 Day Fiancé film crew. Frauded media on Instagram posted pictures that showed Mike near the baggage claim area. Natalie had officially made it to the US. The scenes that were being filmed were going to be used in 90 Day Fiancé Season 8. Mike and Natalie didn't seem to get along at all on 90 Day Fiancé Season 8. He was still angry at her for throwing the ring away and for accusing him of sleeping with his best friend on her wedding. However, Mike was doing what a dutiful husband would do for his wife who'd just moved to his country. Frauded media posted a picture of Natalie and Mike walking hand in hand in Pike Place, Seattle. This also confirmed that Natalie had made it to the US. Natalie learned that Mike wasn't in love with her after she insisted they go for couples therapy. Mike and Natalie were still going to get married, but Mike got cold feet and called off the wedding. Natalie would have had to leave for Ukraine imminently since her K-1 visa validity was over in 2 days. It was also the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic and Natalie was feeling helpless. She didn't want to be with a man who didn't love her. Fortunately for Natalie, Mike had a change of heart. Mike got over the cold feet scenario quickly and decided to marry Natalie on April 15, 2020. Just a few hours were left for Natalie's visa to expire. However, she became Mrs. Mike Youngquist, whose happiness was short-lived. Natalie and Mike lived happily together in Sequim, Washington. Natalie started thinking of life in the big city. She had dreams of a TV and modeling career, and it wasn't going to happen in the woods for Natalie. Natalie and Mike separated in December 2020. Natalie decided to leave Mike 6 months into their wedding. Natalie chose her own happiness over Mike's and went to Florida to try her luck. Natalie was also bothered by Mike's mother, Trish Youngquist's involvement in their marriage. A major argument took place when Natalie and Mike visited Trish in Oklahoma, and Natalie was certain that Trish called her Kerr. Trish insisted she never did, but also lashed out at Natalie for being mean to Michael and manipulating him. Natalie briefly lived with a friend named Julia, which had upset Mike. She lived with her before the Florida move,